How's it going, YouTube? This is Lewis with Strictly Front Wheel Drive. Today I got a couple projects going on the Nova. I went and bought a pan gasket for it. I'm setting up ready to go to Wally World here down the street. Luckily I'm close to all the parts stores and all that. Setting up to go to Wally World to pick up some Earl and filter for the old pig, and let's see if we can't get her started today. I did intake on. I started it up with the I'll try to incorporate that clip with, because I figured it out, and now I have a program where I can incorporate where I can put together videos, separate videos. So I'll put that video in with it. I brought it home this week on Wednesday, I would say. It's fucking snowing out and all that bullshit. I rented a U-Haul and I towed it all the way home from my dad's house up the street. It wasn't too far. And I brought it in the garage the next day. I kept working on it that whole night. I didn't go to sleep till like 2 in the morning that night. I just wanted to hear it fire. My dad said it was knocking when he had it. The last time he had it started, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. So I ended up checking the distributor on it. It was actually 180 off. So I retimed it, and I threw some gas down her throat hole there, and she fired right up. So I'll show you guys that video. So once I got it fired up, I figured, hey, it was sounding good. It, with no knocking, nothing like that. So I figured might as well throw some money in it, because I have a 350 I was gonna throw in it, but might as well use the 307 for now, and I'm gonna build a 383 stroker out of the old 350 there. It was my brother's engine, so I don't want to let it go to waste. Don't take offense to that. I'm just talking shit. Back at the old crib here. Turn this radio down. Alright, so I'll show you what I got going on here. Garage is a little bit of a mess, but we got the Holly on there, the Edelbrock intake. I had to grind this fucker down to make it to fit. Stock bracket, but made it work. Got a plug underneath that to plug one of the holes. Plug that bad boy back there. I'm gonna need an EGR plate for there before I fire up. I'll probably leave it, see what happens. But other than that, I mean, the bracket, I made the bracket work temporarily just so I can get the right shit for it. But the only other problem now is the hose doesn't fit, so I'm gonna have to get another hose to make work. But I just want to get the oil in there, get it in, and try to fire it. But show you what I got down here. Close the garage because it's a little bit nipply out here. Don't mind my Winnie the Pooh blanket. Still draining a little bit. Took the filter off, drained the pan, cut the exhaust off because I'm not going to use that fucking thing anymore. I don't want to let this bitch breathe. So I'm just going to get to work on taking the pan off and clean her up a little bit. Put the new gaskets on, put the bolts back in. I'm missing a couple bolts. So we'll see. I'll get back at you when I got the pan out. Alright, so after a whole bunch of fucking swear words and whatnots, got the pan down. I don't know why I thought I could sneak it out. But I actually had to take the bolts out of the motor mounts and lift the fucker up. I ended up using my nifty little engine hoisting. Hold down from Harbor Freight. Lifted her up, and she came right out. So as you can see, show you in a minute as soon as I get my little tool here. The gaskets are more than fucked. They're dried out. But luckily for me, they come out pretty easy. Just scoot back here a little bit. They're so crusty and old. But they come out right now. Right now it's easy. Look at that crunchy old thing. 1971 gasket right there, I bet. But yeah, I'm gonna continue cleaning this up, getting all this old gasket maker out of the corners here and all that stuff, and getting these old gaskets out of here. And we'll see if we can't clean her up. Get the new gaskets on. Look at that old fucking seal. That thing's harder than fucking the oil pan. That's gotta go. Alright, so I'm gonna clean it up. Looks pretty good down here. Rotating assembly looks pretty clean for the most part for sitting over for over 12 years. But I'm gonna keep cleaning it up. Get some carb cleaner on there, clean it all up nice. Put some new gasket maker, put the new seals on, and clean the pan, and we'll put it back up. Now, in case you were wondering how I sent these fucking gaskets, I put a little bit of gasket pooper on the other side to help stick it. Might not be the right way, but fuck it, I'm gonna send it anyway. So I did that to both sides. You can see where I fucked up because I thought the blue side was going up on this side. It's actually going down, so we're gonna send it. Alright, so I got the pan on there. All the bolts are in, even in the front. Word of advice for whoever's gonna do this job, if anybody's fortunate like me, make sure you lift the engine up first and take the motor mount bolts out and lift it up, because it's gonna be a lot more easier to get these bolts up front, because your hand will squeeze in there better. I had a hard time pulling them out because I didn't lift up the engine because I thought it could be slick. So lesson learned there. Yeah, I'm tightening these up now, and then I'll get back to you. Oops, almost dropped the phone. I'll get back to you when I'm further in the project. Alright guys, I got the oil pan done. There's oil in it. I'm just timing up the distributor right now. In case you guys, whoever's watching, doesn't know how to time the distributor, you basically take this number one cylinder. If you don't know, because you have an aftermarket intake, usually the stock intakes are going to tell you. There's cylinder 5, there's cylinder 1, cylinder whatever the fuck that is, cylinder 8 and 6. So and then on the stock ones also, it's going to tell you the firing order. But on these aftermarket ones, it doesn't tell you, so you basically have to use your smarts. What I normally do is I look at the engine, whichever head is facing more forward, is coming more forward, pokes out more, that's the cylinder number 1. So you take the spark plug out, the wire out, and you put your finger over it and you crank the engine until you get some compression out of it, and then you can look. Let me get my light so I can show you. Where is it? And if you look down here, I don't know if you can see it. My camera will focus in. Give me a minute here. But where that hole is on that timing mark there, there's actually a line on the crank pulley itself. It's all dark, but it's lined up with that hole, which there's a mark on it, and that means you're at top dead center. So once you got that, then you can put the distributor in, and what you do is you line up the rotor facing cylinder 1, and you basically time. Now if there's an oil pump down there and there's an oil pump key, don't worry about it if it doesn't go all the way in, because what you could do is once you get it in and the rotor's facing cylinder 1, just start cranking the engine, and the distributor should pop right down once it hits that key, because it's still going to be turning with the engine and timing. So that's just a tip for you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna put the cap on, get the wires all set, and then I'm actually gonna get some fuel in this thing. I'm not gonna worry about the coolant hose not fitting right now. I'm just gonna aim it down. I got my drain bucket there in case it spits anything out. I'm just curious to see if this thing's really gonna fire or not. So what I'm gonna do is put the cap on, get the rotors on, or the spark plug, sorry. And I'm actually gonna I have an electric fuel pump here that's gonna be going in, because I already deleted the stock one, the mechanical one. A lot of people say just don't do that, get another pump, but it was cheaper for me. Well, not cheaper actually, it was quicker for me to just get the electric one right now. So I blocked that off temporarily. If in the future I run into the problems with this one, I'll put the old one back in, and I'll get the mechanical one back in, and we'll be good to go. But I'm gonna hook it up to the fuel rail, get some fuel in it. It's just running to a can right now, because I have to take the tank down and see if there's any shit in there. If there's any shit in there, I gotta flush it out, see if the tank's even any good. And I'm gonna run another new fuel line all the way from the back to the front. I'm actually considering getting a fuel cell to put in the back in the trunk, and then just running AN fittings all the way up here, or run AN line and with the fittings, and just get a fitting to fit right into the rail, and then I'll be done with that. But for not right now, just for starting purposes, to see if it actually fires up and runs, and just to see if the intake actually went well with the hack job that I did. Let me show you guys that. What happened was, these center bolts, they didn't fit right. They were drilled flat, and they're supposed to be drilled on an angle, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just me the way I'm looking it up. These other ones fit, the end ones, they fit perfectly, but these, they were drilled on a flat when they were supposed to be drilled on an angle. And it's kind of weird because the actual intake is on an angle. So I don't know if it's a casting flaw or the way they did it, but, and then I have the EGR port here. I have to block it off, but I'm just gonna send it right now. I just want to see if it fires, and we should be good to go. I have a couple vacuum ports I have to plug up, but other than that, I think she should run pretty good, just to see if it fires and runs. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that, and then I'll get back to you guys.